Paving the Way podcast. Welcome to 5 Minute Mondays with your host, Medusa. Come listen to some fascinating stories, affirmations, wisdom, and even a few interviews of people that have paved the way and are paving the way in their journey of success. Listen to their timeline of adversities from traumas to triumph, and also listen to some guidance of life and even a few workshops of living your best life, digging deep and understanding the science of happiness, learning how to bounce back, the art of being present, 7 reasons to be mindful, the power of gratitude, and so much more. Paving the Way podcast with your host, Medusa.
Hey everybody, welcome. Hi, welcome to 5 Minute Mondays, Paving the Way podcast with your host, Medusa. Welcome back, guys. We have another great podcast, and this week is kind of, it's beautiful. I'm really looking forward to this, and this is kind of meaningful. I think a lot of people are going to connect. And this week is about be the witness. Be the witness. So everybody, if you have not tuned into our podcast, we are Paving the Way podcast. We are for all walks of life. We talk about seminars. We talk about coaching. We talk about people's successes and overcoming adversities and tragedies to triumphs and feel-good stories. And it's just all over, just a whole copia, just full of stuff. Just wonderful stuff. And I do seminars, and I am doing a year-long, kind of like a Simplify Your Life. It might be a little bit longer than a year because I may do a lesson, and then I may interview or talk about something else the next couple of weeks, and then we'll go back to the course. But this one is free, and it's about simplifying your life. And this is week 8. And it is called Be the Witness. And so if you haven't joined, you need to go back and listen to 1 through 7. And when doing that, grab a journal. And this is for you. There's no wrong or right answer. And write down the exercises and maybe the tasks that I might have you do. And then come to me. You can go to medusaswellness@gmail.com. And I answer everybody's emails, and I try to. And I'll, usually pull maybe a few out intermittently on some good questions. I won't mention the names unless you want me to. And I will answer them live here. And so everybody can hear that. I have done that, and people love it. Make sure you can catch us on all Apple platforms. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell your friends. A lot of people love these just to sit back and listen while they're drinking tea, looking out at the sunrise, or just riding in their car, cleaning their house. It's very soothing, and it's fun, and it's funny, and it's real. It's real. So, and plus you can stop and pause anytime, of course, and go get your journal. So, while you're having that, this journal is just for this, of simplifying your life. And, This we'll start off week 8 of Simplifying Your Life. It's not week 8 of my podcast. It's week 8 of the Simplifying and Being the Witness. And we are going to start off this week with this saying with Eckhart Tolle. And he says, rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. Oh, geez, let that sink. Wow. Powerful, right? And so we're going to go right into it. And so one of the magic benefits of slowing down is that it gives us the space to practice that one thing we call, or that we can all use, and that is more of spacious detachment. A lot of people have their own definition of detachment and a spacious detachment, and it's a simple way of just being bigger than your fears and tears through the conscious of observing them. And being a witness in this sense is a deep form of attention that we give to an experience without getting unplugged into it. Like watching a movie as it is playing, just as it's playing out without getting lost in the storyline, drama, or a character's flaws or personalities. Though, when you think about it, just while it might sound cold and heartless, being a detached observer that I'm talking about here is far from that. It is quite the opposite. As a witnessing presence, you allow yourself to feel deeply and compassionately everything, absolutely everything that arises. And the only difference, maybe big, sort of, is that you are not taking the feelings personally. Okay, that's big. So, which begs the question, it just begs the question that how do we observe without attachment and feel deeply at the same time? Wow. How do we? Well, let's see. It's like, I don't know, it's a bit like riding a bike and not falling down. And I don't mean with training wheels. I'm without training wheels, of course, but it just takes practice. It may not be easy to catch on at first, but once you've got it, it never goes away. It takes practice to be bigger than an issue that is causing you pain. Whew. Yeah. So let's try a technique okay, so you can try just kind of like working through a technique or panning it out or something, right? That was suggested to me by somebody that was from another teaching, right? So how to be your best observer, basically. And the one thing I find that works to unplug from a situation that has gotten me riled up is to back off in my mind. Like a movie camera that pans out, taking in the entire surrounding scene instead of focusing up close on the detail. So it's like I pan my mind back and out until I see the whole picture. It works amazingly well to focus off the intense drama, anger, or pain at the center. So just pan out, see the background. You see it? See the light behind the angry face. See the window behind the person in the foreground. Maybe see the flowers blooming in the breeze outside the window. Okay. Take a deep breath. Feel better. Disidentify. This is not about me. This is just another scene in a long, long movie. Don't make it so important. Put it in perspective. Relax. By the end of the movie, this scene will hardly even be remembered. So, I think that if the panning out like a movie camera doesn't work for you, you could reach for the other thing that comes built in, your breath. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing for 1 minute and detach with words. Okay? Like this for an example. Instead of saying, I'm late, you could say, this is delay. This is a delay. This is delay. You can detach from whatever annoys you and plugs you in by breathing and changing how you frame it. So, why is this practice so worth it? Because it's like a 20th century mystic and a spiritual teacher, Osho, breaks it down, right? So it takes a little time to create a gap between the witness and the mind. Once the gap is there, you are in for a great surprise that you are not the mind, that you are the witness, a watcher. And this process of watching is very alchemy, like just of a real religion. Okay, I think you're tracking. Okay, so, all right, let's make sure that we're all tracking here. So as I was saying, and this process of watching is the very alchemy of real religion, right? So because as you become more and more deeply rooted in witnessing, thoughts start to, they just start disappearing. You are, but the mind is utterly empty. And that's the moment of enlightenment. That is the moment that you become, for the first time, an unconditioned, sane, really free human being. And it is freaking sweet. Yes, 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 freedom. Yes, sweet freedom. Holy crap. Freedom is sweet. So in your practice, guys, this week, I know this one's a heavy one, right? Just go back and listen to it. You'll get it. So for the practice here for week 8 is something like, is there something that is bothering you right now that could use some spacious witnessing? What happens when you observe the feelings without getting caught up in the emotional weather, the story, the drama? Okay, and then use this week to play with your powers of compassionate observation of any issues that are weighing you down. Like identify an issue that is bothering you and adopt it as your daily practice exploration of the week. Use the revelings, like prompts in your journals to get help. Revealing, just use the revealing prompts in your journal to help get you started. So for your journaling, you can write this. First one would be, something that is bothering me is, boom, write it down. Second one is, what happens when I zoom out with my imaginary camera lens or consciously breathe into it with, this is, and then write it down. And third, what happens when I slow down first and then observe? Whoa. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Guys, thank you. Thank you for this week. Lesson 8, Be the Witness, is pretty heavy. And I cannot tell you how incredible and how much fun all of this is. Hopefully it's just helping you. There's no right or wrong. It's just it's digging deep and exploring and having fun, right? I know lesson 9 is called Wander and Wonder. And then lesson 10 is called Slow Drip. And let's see. Yeah. And we're gonna kind of go there, and then lesson 11 is kind of like a part 2 of simplifying. It's attend and intend, and then I guess the 4th week of lesson 12 would be moving things around, and then we'll go back and. Yeah. So those are the ones coming up, and you're going to dig them. So good. So good. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. I am pretty sure that I've got a couple things coming up myself. And so I'm going to be busy. I'll be going to Europe. I am going to Minneapolis. I've got a lot of signings and speaking to do. So I'm going to try to get a lot of these in the can so they automatically come out like they were supposed to. Sometimes